Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Welcome to an interactive card hop. I am participating with some of my crafty friends, and you will notice that Michelle of Scrap Secrets is the next person in the lineup, and I have her link downstairs in the description box so you can find her really quick and easy. There are only 6 of us, so it's a short, fun hop full of interactive inspiration. So the only caveat to the interactive piece is that the main element could not be a shaker. So for me, interactive cards also include kind of the subcategory of fun folds. And this particular fun fold is a 3-sided standing teepee interactive fun fold card. So that's a lot, and in my mind it qualifies. So this particular card is inspired by my sweet friend Lisa Mensing from Whimsy, and I will have her video listed downstairs as well. So starting off with 3 4-inch squares, 2 3 7/8 inch squares, and 1 1.5 inch square. And you can see that I am scoring those 4-inch squares right down the center on the diagonal, and I am enforcing that score line with my bone folder. And I'm taking 2 of those 4-inch pieces with the folds facing opposite corners, and I'm taping right along the center, and that just helps this process to go a little more smoothly. Now precision counts on this, guys. You know I'm not a perfectionist, and precision is like, it's a nemesis to me. But we can do this. We can do this. So with the tape holding those 2 pieces together, I take the 3rd piece with that seam where the fold is, where it's scored down the middle, and it points right at me. So if you're going to do this, you want that seam pointing right at you as well. And you can see I'm just taking some liquid glue, and I'm gluing both sides in place. I do one side, secure it down, and then the other, wipe away any excess glue, and then fold over those flaps just to make sure that everything is all nice and lined up. You want it straight and square so that everything flows. Again, precision matters on this one. So next I'm taking my decorative pieces of pattern paper. I'm cutting them down the center on the diagonal in the same way that I scored the other pieces. And then you just lay them down wherever you want them to be. And yeah, it just depends on what you want your design to be, how you want it to look. And if you want to layer your pieces, you can always hop over and look at Lisa's video, because she did some layering pieces and it looks super good on hers. So you want to be mindful though, if you have pattern paper that is directional, like my sunflower piece there, it doesn't mess up my overall design, but that's just something to keep in mind. So when you're cutting down your pieces, I just want you to be mindful, especially of that little one. I don't want any cut fingers, and you don't want to mess up your paper, because again, precision counts. I can't say that enough. But anyway, once I get everything glued down, then I kind of make sure that those folds are nice and secure, and this is what your card is going to look like when it's in the folded position. Very different than when you have it in the teepee, in the upright position. So again, you can see it's 3-sided. It's a really cute design. I'm really kind of in love with it. So you can see that I'm using some Stampin' Bella images from my fall scenes. I've got the one from the Bundle Girl collection, the Curvy Girl collection, and the Oddball collection, and I just think that they're adorable. The hardest part for me is kind of determining my layout. So here I'm auditioning all my pieces, trying to determine, you know, what do I want on which side. So anyway, we'll get back to that, because I continue to audition and determine and change my mind all throughout. So I have my die cut pieces, that little fence from Newton's Nook, and then all my little trees from Whimsy Stamps. I said before that these have become like staples in my crafting stash, and I can't stress that enough. I'm in love with these trees, and this fence just instantly creates a scene, and together, super cute. So loving it. Love these images, love this teepee shape, and my struggle now, though I'm loving everything, is how do I get this fence, or these scenes actually, to make sense, because there's so many angles going on and my mind just doesn't work angularly. My mind is a little bit of a spaghetti mess. So angles and precision. Okay, I'm not going to belabor that. You guys get it. So anyway, I am just trying to get everything to look right, but not necessarily interrupt the other sides, and definitely not make the other sides a mess. So it's a challenge. So I keep using the word audition, and that's very much what I'm doing. You guys know that I'm pretty much a fly by the seat of my pants kind of crafter, and I don't always have a plan. I may have an idea, but a plan is very different. At least it is for me. So you see, I already have my fence glued down, but I wasn't thinking about how am I going to get my trees on this scene and which trees do I want to use. Ultimately, I kind of had to settle for this little trio of trees, but it wasn't a bad situation. Like, it was serendipitous. It turned out to be a happy accident, if you will. But as I go, I learn, because you'll see on the next side that I actually adhere my treescape onto my fence so that I can use that as one piece. Now, this little bundle girl is adorable, and you can already see that I colored everything off screen because the coloring wasn't the focus of this video. But as I put her down onto her little side of the card to make her scene, I want her to kind of stand off of the card. So, you know, we use the double-sided foam tape a lot, right? So, yep, here it comes to my rescue once again. We'll make this as easy as possible. So I just put her down. She's not grounded in any way. She's just floating in front of that fence. But it's okay. It's okay. Here's where I got a little bit of a clue, and I am adhering that treescape right to the fence so that once it's in place, it gives the illusion of a tree-lined hill back in the distance. So as much trouble as I had trying to figure out how to adhere the fence on the first side with the bundle girl, this side's even more complicated because now it has to somehow coordinate with that first fence. And I don't feel like I did too bad on this side. They kind of make sense, the two fences, the two scenes. And this third side is where it becomes more complicated. This side is like, okay, I got my treescape, I got my fence, everything's coming together. I got this sweet oddball scarecrow. I can't stand how much I love her. Like, she's one of my overall favorites in my entire stash. Love her. Happy with her there. I wasn't sure if I wanted her to the left or the right, but I like her right there, just slightly off center. And now this side, because this is where it opens and it closes, right? It has the two flaps. I love this curvy girl with the sunflower paper. She has, I don't know how well you can see, but she has like a nest of flowers stuck in her hair. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm still, as I'm gluing my trees down, I know I want the trees there, and they have to go on before my fence, right? Because they're in the background. I'm figuring it out as I go. But this fence is very much an enigma to me. The angle, I get completely wrong. And then how do I adhere it across the entire side, but also allow for the flaps to open and close? And because it's such a very different shape when it's folded in the teepee shape versus when it's folded to go into an envelope versus when it's laying completely flat. So yeah, my brain was just, it was hurting, y'all. My brain was just hurting, but persevering, figuring it out. I get her adhered down, and she went straight on to the card panel, right? The other two were popped up on some fun foam, as we always do, or not fun foam, but double-sided foam tape. But I adhered straight down because this side is more complicated. So I didn't need the dimension, I didn't need the lift, I just needed it in place, really. So what I ultimately decide is to stop overthinking, just adhere both sides of the fence, and then I snip it right down the middle, right where the folds need to open and close. So I had put a little bit of glue down. It didn't stick because I pulled it off so that I could snip it and try to figure it out. So now I'm lining up the cuts so that when it's open, it will be in place, and when it's closed, both sides can go their separate ways. If you are watching this and I'm driving you crazy, I apologize. If you can figure out some easier way, because I'm sure there has to be an easier way to have made this come together, please drop me a clue downstairs, because I still don't have one. I would recommend, if your brain is anything like mine, don't make scenes on your three sides. It's super cute. I'm in love with it. I mean, look, and it has nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with the cute images and the card design and Lisa Mensing's great tutorial. So because I made that one so complicated, I made a few others and didn't use scenes. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little glue dot that I'm using to secure it open in the upright position. I do that on all 4 of these extra cards. So this one's very neutral, very warm, very masculine and outdoorsy. And this one, I needed to get my Tomties out, needed to use some Fun Stampers Journey gnomes, and I think they're adorable. Using some of my leftover pieces, my treescapes, and those cute little trees are actually from that same gnome set, and I really love it. And this is my 4th one, much simpler. Oddly enough, I got more and more simple as I went along. This is where I should have started. But I love those sunflowers from Cracker Box and Susie. And guys, these are just my cards. Tell me what you think. This is again what it looks like when it's folded to go in an envelope. This is how the recipient will receive it. That was side A. This is side B. And for the first time, for winging it and just making it on the fly, it's not bad at all. Are there some details that need to be figured out? Yes. Do I need to give my brain a break? Yes. But here's my 1st and 2nd one. I'm really loving that kind of woodsy one with all the woodland animals, and that's the Colorado Craft Company Deary, and then the other 2 images are from Stampin' Up. And then of course my Tom T and my sunflower cards. So I had to make more because I knew it was me. I knew it was operator error that was making that process difficult. So I made 3 more just to prove that fact. So it can be done. You don't have to be an architectural engineer. You can do this. It's easier said than done. So guys, tell me what you think. If you like it, if you just think I'm crazy, give me a thumbs up. And I would encourage you to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, because I'd love to have you back. And please hop along. Like I said, Michelle is listed downstairs. You will definitely find some fun interactive inspiration over on her Scraps Secrets channel. And hop onto my other crafty friends, guys. And for now, I thank you so much. Mwah. Love you all. This is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I'm out.